But let's now talk transfers, because just before the break, we were maybe having a look at Reading and what they could do in the January transfer window. We're going to turn our attention to Spain, because Reading could well do have a look over there. Michu went to Swansea for £2 million, and just look at the impact he has made for Michael Laudrup. Javier Hernandez is our Spanish expert. He joins us on our Skype wall now, and we've got some homework for you this evening, Javier. But first of all, we're going to talk first about Michu, because he's made a huge impact over here. A lot of people saying, how is it that Laudrup was able to sign him, having spent, what, £2 million? How was it he was able to pinch him for so cheaply?
Well, to be honest, it's pretty easy. It's the Spanish crisis. Teams don't have money, Rayo don't have money. They offer $2 million for a guy that before last season, even though he scored 15 goals before last season, nobody know him. So they say, well, take the money and run. And for Swansea worked brilliantly. So it's a perfect deal for everybody in a way.
Well, look, I'll tell you what we'll do. I'm having a bit of fun this evening, so I'm going to play a little game with you as well. Did it with the chaps earlier in terms of transfers next month. I want to throw some names at you, potential signings that could come to the Premier League cheaply. You tell me about the chances. You rate them on a scale, say, of 1 to 5, and tell me where you could see those players going. Start with Rukavina. He's at Valladolid. He's 29 years old. He's £2 million. Describe the player for us, first of all, Javier.
Well,
where does he play?
Basically, Rukavina is a right back. He's a Serbian right back. He's maybe a little bit old, but he's brilliant. He's just been in Valladolid for 1 year, but everybody's talking about him. He's been really amazing. For a comparison to the Premier League, will be a guy like Zabaleta, like all the intensity, all the heart, running up and down the pitch, and that kind of player.
Well, chaps, where could you see a right back? Who needs a right back in the Premier League? Who would he be a good signing for?
Well, Arsenal might need one in Sanya, guys. You know, sorry, Arsenal fans.
The answer to every one of these questions could probably be Arsenal, in the way that the discourse is at the moment.
Well, let's move on. Ebert is 26 years old. He also plays for Valladolid. £1.3 million is his value. What sort of player is he, and who would he be a good signing for, in your opinion, Javier?
Well, Ebert basically is kind of the typical right winger. Like he's great with crosses. He's great with both legs. He actually takes the corners of both sides for Valladolid. He already had 5 assists this season. He's really a great player, and I will definitely see him. I think, like West Ham, who have handicap and need somebody to put crosses on and to score. Like that typical of English game, Ebert would be perfect for that.
Good shout, Daniel.
I mean, I've never seen him play, but I think there are lots of. The wingers are almost a dying breed in this country, not in that there aren't that many players now who play on the touchline.
But Javier says it'd be great for a West Ham where Andy Carroll needs crosses into the box. He's got Matty Jarvis on the other side, give them fantastic balance.
It would, but there are very few teams who play 2 wingers now, because you end up getting caught short in the middle of the pitch, because most other teams play 3. So I don't know if you actually want 2 proper wingers in any team these days.
And again, West Ham play a 4-3-3 with Kevin Nolan trying to get forward. They don't really play with a wide player. They get players who play up front but then get wide. You know, Matt Jarvis, you see out that, but I think that Sam likes to play with a forward thinking who's going to get in the box from the other side of the pitch. So it's not just about Andy Carroll. I know everybody wants to shape their teams around Andy Carroll, who doesn't score goals, he's strong in the air, keeps the ball up there, but doesn't score goals. So you know, but I think but you look at all that. They'll be available to everybody.
Well, don't worry, we'll come to a couple more. Mikel, he's 27 years old, or Michel. He plays for Levante. He's £1.8 million. Describe him for us, first of all, Javier.
Yeah, well, actually, Michel is only 24, and he's brilliant. He's really a great player. Everybody's really excited about him. And we're talking about a guy like could be like Mata and Silva, that kind of guy. He used to be in Valencia youth team, and everybody's saying he's that good. And he's been signed by Levante, but Valencia have the right to buy him again, kind of thing. So he will probably go back to Valencia after this season. He already have 9 assists in all competitions this season, and I'm telling you, it's a player like Mata, like Silva, like Iniesta, all of that type of Spanish players that we're just proud of having it right now.
So he's a winger.
No, he's maybe more in the center. Perhaps he can in Levante. He's a play right wing and center midfielder and attacking midfielder. A little bit like Cazorla, perhaps also, and he plays around everywhere, like that type of player.
And how much do you think he would actually? I mean, we've got £1.8 million. Is that fairly accurate? Is it thereabouts? How much could you see him going for this January?
Well, it depends on how much he keeps playing. Every time he's playing more and more for Levante, so that will raise his his price, obviously. But the thing is that Levante is also a team with no money. And they own 50% of Mitchell, and the other 50% is owned by Valencia. So it will be kind of difficult to give him a price. But I wouldn't be surprised if it's 2 million and I will let him go. Yeah.
Okay, let's spin through the last two. Benat is at Real Madrid, £8 million. He's 25 years old. Sorry, Real Betis, forgive me. He's 25 years old. What sort of player is he?
Beñat is, for you guys, it will be Esteban Granero 2.0. You know, he's basically the same type of player, and Granero's been great in the QPR, and I see Beñat playing a Premier League like that easily. He already plays in the national team right now. He's growing up so fast, and he's definitely a good player. He also is really good with free kicks, which also is a big advantage.
And he was part of a midfield that, I don't know if you saw the Betis-Barcelona game on Sunday, but in the second half, Betis absolutely played Barcelona off the pitch. And
you do your job and tell us where you think he'll go.
He's actually someone where I think he'll go. I mean, I think he'll stay at Betis, but I would have him at United. I think he's the kind of player.
Is that good?
He's just. It's hard to say, but he's the kind of player that United don't have. And if United were to sign someone, it would be a midfield player, I think.
£8 million, would it be a bargain?
Yeah, I think the point is with all these players, you know, if they're the right players for anyone in the Premier League, is they can go and pick them up, just like Swansea have done, and make their teams better. I mean, why would he go to Man United? Because you know he'd want to go and play. You know, so you're looking at Fulham who are progressing this season, West Bromwich Albion are progressing this season. You know, he'd want to come and play. I know
he's already in the Spain team. He's not going to go to
I'm just saying.
Let's just bring in with the other one. Raul Garcia is at Atletico Madrid. £8 million looks a steal for a 27-year-old player playing for the Europa League champions. What sort of player is he, Javier?
Well, Raul Garcia is, in a way, is quite similar to Michu. He scored 11 goals last season with Osasuna, being a midfielder, but he can play forward. He can score goals. He can deliver plays. He's really good. He's been unlucky with injuries in the past, and that's why I think he hasn't shined as he should have been. But last summer in Spain, everybody was talking that he was going to Newcastle. It didn't happen, but maybe in January he's not playing that much in Atletico, so I wouldn't be surprised about that.
Very quickly, Javier, loads of people responding, even while you're on with us at the moment. Vale, W-E-E-I-L-L, says Beñat would rip the EPL apart. The dude, in his word, has vision and passing. Is that correct?
Oh, absolutely. I think he's the third best player in assists right now in La Liga, behind Fabregas and Iniesta, and you know those two guys. So Beñat is, just under that level, but not that far away. He's already playing in the Spanish league. Every time he plays in the national team, he's been brilliant. Everybody say like, well, that could be a replacement for Xavi. I don't know if he's gonna be that good, but he's definitely a great player.